Julian Carter adjusted the cuffs of his navy blue suit as he stepped out of the sleek black SUV. The chauffeur gave him a respectful nod and pulled away slowly, leaving Julian standing in front of Terminal A at JFK International Airport. The sharp morning chill didn't bother him. He was focused, as always. Julian was CEO of Carter Tech, one of the fastest-growing tech conglomerates in the world. His company had recently finalized a multi-billion-dollar government cybersecurity contract. He had done interviews with Forbes, Time, and Business Insider. But today, dressed in a tailored Armani suit and wearing a calm, professional smile, he wasn't CEO Julian Carter. He was just a man catching a flight to San Francisco. He approached the first-class check-in counter, where a young woman glanced up at him. Her smile didn't quite reach her eyes. "Coach check-in is over there," she said automatically, gesturing behind him. Julian raised an eyebrow. "I'm flying first class." She blinked, hesitated, and checked her screen. "Oh, yes you are. My apologies." Her tone was dry. Julian nodded slightly, silently cataloging her reaction. He was used to these microaggressions, though they never stung any less. At the security gate, things escalated. As Julian approached the first-class boarding lane, a tall man in a Navy uniform stepped in front of him. "Sir, this lane is for first-class passengers only." Julian smiled politely. "I'm aware. That's what's on my ticket." The man didn't even glance at the ticket in his hand. "I'm going to have to ask you to step aside and wait. You might be in the wrong lane." Julian raised his voice slightly. "I'm not in the wrong lane. I paid more for this seat than most people make in a month." Another TSA officer joined in, tension mounting. Passengers behind him began to whisper and look. A white man in a business suit breezed past the checkpoint without a second glance. Julian was told to step aside. Again. He took a deep breath, pulled out his phone, and made a call. "Get me Cameron." 10 seconds later, the president of Global Sky Airlines, Cameron Lee, answered. "Julian, everything all right?" "Number your staff has stopped me at the gate." Again. "This is the third time this year." A pause. "Say no more." 3 minutes later, the gate agents turned pale as a phone rang behind the desk. A supervisor took the call. Within another 5 minutes, every Global Sky staff member in the terminal was suddenly replaced. The original agents disappeared, escorted off quietly. Julian was invited onto the plane by the captain personally. He declined. Instead, he walked out of the terminal, got back into his SUV, and made a second call to his board of directors. "We're withdrawing our cybersecurity partnership from Global Sky." The news broke within hours. Tech CEO cancels multi-billion deal after racial profiling incident at airport, read the headlines. Video footage of the altercation had already surfaced, captured by an alert college student who had recognized Julian. Global Sky's stock plummeted by 12% within a day. By the end of the week, it had lost over $1 billion in value. Social media exploded with hashtags: #fly while black, boycott Global Sky, and Julian Carter. Influencers, politicians, and even celebrities chimed in, calling out systemic racism. Julian, meanwhile, stayed silent. He didn't give interviews. He didn't tweet. He let the footage, the truth, and the numbers speak. In the background, his legal team prepared a civil rights complaint, not just against Global Sky, but also the TSA officers involved. Simultaneously, Carter Tech issued a formal statement: "We believe in equality, and we do not partner with organizations that do not uphold those values." A week later, Cameron Lee requested a face-to-face meeting. Julian agreed. They met in a high-rise boardroom overlooking Manhattan. Cameron looked tired. His suit, though perfect, seemed to sag under the weight of the moment. "Julian, let me begin by saying I'm sorry. What happened to you was unacceptable." Julian folded his hands. "It was unacceptable the first time. This was the third." Cameron nodded. "We've fired the staff responsible. We're implementing anti-bias training across all departments. We want to regain your trust." Julian looked at him for a long moment. "You lost more than trust. You lost a partnership that was supposed to secure your airline's future. We'll pay double, Cameron said quietly. We need you. Julian stood. It's not about money. It's about dignity. You can't buy that back. Julian launched a new initiative through Carter Tech, Skywrite, a travel tech division focused on diversity, equity, and biometric security. He partnered with major airlines that showed progressive hiring and anti-discrimination practices. Skywrite developed facial recognition and behavioral analytics systems that flagged discrimination in real time. Pilots, gate agents, and flight attendants underwent regular evaluation. Within a year, Skywrite became the new standard. Global Sky, on the other hand, struggled. Lawsuits piled up. Other corporate clients followed Carter Tech's lead. Investors fled. Eventually, Global Sky was forced to sell. 2 years later, Julian walked into JFK again, this time with his son, Elijah, a curious 10-year-old with his father's sharp eyes. Are we flying private? Elijah asked. Julian smiled. We're flying Skywrite Airlines. It used to be Global Sky until we rebuilt it from the ground up. As they approached the gate, the staff stood a little straighter. Smiles were genuine. A young black woman in uniform greeted them. Good morning, Mr. Carter. It's an honor to have you and your son on board. Julian nodded, eyes meeting hers. Thank you. Let's make sure every passenger feels the same way. And with that, he boarded the plane, first class, no questions asked.